Yo, what up, traders? How are you all doing? GM from whatever part of the world it is you're watching this video from. It's a Monday morning, a beautiful one at that, and here are the quick updates concerning the cryptocurrency market. Over the weekend, yesterday being Sunday precisely, we got the news. We got the news that Trump has plans of adding Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a couple of Cardano and a couple of other important cryptocurrencies to the crypto reserve of the United States dollar, of the United States Treasury. And that news kind of got the market excited. Because of that, we saw the market, Bitcoin precisely, we saw Bitcoin pumping hugely. And in its wake, it led to this cacophony of gaps we are seeing here, right? So this is the chart of Bitcoin CME futures. Do not worry, after this, we're going to go to the main BTC USDT chart. But there is something I want us to understand about this whole thing, about technical analysis and fundamental analysis. Yeah, what happened yesterday was more of a fundamental news that made the market to pump excitedly. What I want us to understand is that this whole thing, they are all enmeshed, they are all intertwined, they are all together. One can be separated from the other. Now, please watch along with me, follow along with me. Looking at this chart now, I want us to understand something. I want us to look at gaps. I want us to look at gaps. Look at what happened here. Sometime around February 24th, we saw this gap that formed here. We saw BTC jumping from the low of 93,965, and then opened again on the 25th, opening with an opening price of $92,700, creating this gap, right? So we have a gap here, and from then BTC has been going down. It kept on going down until it got to this very point. Now, when you take this chart backwards, we see that this very place, this very point that BTC got to, that a gap was formed there before. And if you've been following me for a long time, I think sometime last year, that was when I started pointing out this gap that we have here on the chart. This gap we have here, I kept on pointing it out since last year. Eventually, BTC came there. But one thing we have to see here, one thing we need to see is that this gap was not totally filled. So we have to keep that at the back of our minds, even though, yeah, BTC pumped. But we need to keep at the back of our minds that this chart has not been totally filled. It filled, let's say, 80 something percent. So this is not 100% filled before this news. So what this thing means is that had that news not come out that yesterday, had the Trump news not come out that yesterday, this gap would have been 100% filled. There was even a possibility of BTC going down to 75K. Of course, my mind has not changed. The fact that BTC will still get down to 75K, that is not something I'm even debating. I think it's pretty much on the table. Yeah. So it was the news that caused this heavy pump that we witnessed yesterday that made BTC to go, I'm judging from the CME features now, that made BTC to go as high as 95 or 95.7 or thereabouts from this CME futures chart. Okay, so let's also go to the lower time frame. Now the question is, what happens next? What is the next thing to happen here? Understand that this is a gap, and a very important one at that. So whatever happens, this gap has to be filled. Firstly, this gap that was created by this pump has to get filled first. So I want us to notice that what happened yesterday was more of a gap getting filled. That was basically what happened. That this gap that was formed as far back as February 24th and 25th, that was what BTC had to go and fill that yesterday. Now the gap has been filled. What next? That's the ultimate question. Will the chart continue to drop? Will the price continue to drop? I think we figure that out in the coming days. We see to that. We'll get to understand what will happen in the coming days. So I just want us to keep this at the back of our minds that nothing happened. There was nothing exceptional that happened yesterday had the news not come out, this thing was also bound to happen. This gap was bound to get filled. So what happened was that the news kind of made it to happen faster. Understanding fully well that there is still a lower gap here that has not yet been totally filled. So BT still needs to come lower to fill that gap 100%. Now, taking this a step forward, let's now look at the main BTC charts. Looking at the main BTC charts, this is what we have. This is what we have here, right? Yeah, so this is what we have here. And of course, following the last video I dropped, the last analysis I dropped, I pointed out this very level here, this 75K level. And it was supposed to get filled until the news that came out that yesterday that made the market to pump. We can see that when you look at this closely, you see that this is actually a very key support area, and not just a key support area, this is also another support area. And remember, we call this resistance turned support, and market wasn't able to come down there. So what I'm saying in essence is that this still has to come. This still has to happen. BTC still needs to come down to fill this very gap. So the essence of all this is just for us to be careful, as an analyst. It's always beautiful when you look at the two sides of the coin. You don't just keep your mind fixated on one particular thing. Look at it from both perspectives. It will make your analysis to be balanced as such. So that being the case, I want us to keep our minds on this very level here that BTC didn't get to. As much as we are keeping our minds there, let's also understand that there is still a resistance here that this very move now hasn't been able to hit. This current push-up now, there's still a resistance that hasn't been tested. Now, for us to get that clearer, let's look at the 15 minutes time frame. Now, if I was to, of course, I will be dropping an analysis soon. I'll be dropping a signal, a feed signal. So if you're watching this video and you are not yet on our Telegram channel, look around this video, check the description. You'll be seeing the link to the Telegram channel where I'll be dropping the signal, the trading signal for BTC, whether buy, whether sell. I'm not going to say it in this video, but once you get the link and join the channel, you're going to get the trading signal for BTC for this morning. So what am I observing here? What am I looking out for? This is a very important support level here for me. And the mindset is that if BTC closes well below this, not all these weeks you're seeing here. Let me zoom in closer. Not all these weeks you're seeing here. BTC should comfortably close below this. Now, take it from me that the sell will continue. But remember what I said, that there is still a resistance around this very region. There is still a resistance here, which hasn't been tested. So it's possible that this move now might continue to hit the resistance first before pushing down. But whatever happens, do not forget that 75K BTC is still obtainable as it stands. All right, so guys, that's pretty much what I want to share with us. If you like this content, if you like my explanations, please make sure you hit the like button, share the video, and please subscribe. It's very important that you subscribe because this is a budding channel, this is a growing channel, and we can't grow without your support. All right, guys, so that will be all from me for now. Till I come your way again. Answer here. Salute.